Yeah,
No problem.
hi. Very good morning.
Mm,
Very good morning.
Good morning, Anand.
1 second.
Sure.
Yeah. So before I start NumPy, I just want to be sure like we covered most of the API things.
Hmm.
Hari, did you get chance to try some APIs, hit an API and experience it? Like,
Yeah, I actually use the same APIs, JSON placeholder, the ones you were using.
mm-hmm,
Those demo APIs, I was actually using them.
mm-hmm,
I just did a few.
mm-hmm.
I had only time to do a few, but yeah, I'll have to try some more, maybe today or tomorrow.
Okay. So you're more or less clear about authentication and header and body and the response you get, right?
Correct, yeah, I have a basic idea of what that is, but I haven't really tried it myself, but yeah, I should try it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's not that hard. So we'll just cover the remaining one, that soap one.
Mhm.
Um, so for the soap, the only difference is you don't communicate via JSON, you communicate via XML. So that's a major difference. Other than that, yeah, hardly I see any difference. So we'll just take few examples and see how it's done. Um, 1 second. Yeah. So I didn't get the documentation, so I'm just going to hit the API and show you.
Mhm.
So for SOAP, there are two methods. One is you can use this Jeep package from client, and
Mhm.
other one is directly you can consume it as request itself. Uh, so I'll show you both. Uh, just first one is if you're using this Jeep client, right? Uh,
Mhm.
you have to first create a client out of the endpoint, like whatever endpoint you're hitting.
Mhm.
And then for the parameters, you have to basically add the parameters. So in case of REST, like you were passing it as a in the URL, right? After the question mark.
Mhm. Correct.
A is equal to 10, B is equal to 15. Like here it is, you have to give add it and pass it like that. And wait, I'll show you the response. So what we get. And what else we need to pass is add 10, 15. Okay. So int A, int B.
But why are you passing these integers A and B?
Yeah,
Because,
because this was just a add API, which is available online, like calculator API. I mean, you can add subtract also. I mean,
oh, okay.
so I mean, each of the API will have a service, and from there you can choose the methods from there. 1 second, let me see the documentation for us. Uh, Yeah, so yeah, here that's the issue. Like it overrides the output you get. So unlike in the REST API, you were not getting some function which came up in the API, right? Here
Hmm.
you're getting that. So that's why it's a bit confusing compared to mm, where did I get this API? That's what I'm wondering. Uh, long back ago I was hitting it. So one more thing I wanted to cover the last part is how to pass this dictionary.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that was the thing left. So before we do that, I want to be sure that you are familiar with recursive functions. So are you familiar with recursive function?
Um, I get the basic idea of what a recursive function is. Say you call a function within another function.
Okay, okay. Yeah, you call the same function inside that function. That is
Hmm.
recursive function.
Hmm.
Uh, so for that, first we'll start with a simple example. I'll just do with the Fibonacci series. So you know Fibonacci series, like Fib Fibonacci, like you have an idea?
Yeah, yeah, it is the sum of the previous two elements and the
Correct. So this
previous
is the
sum of
usual,
previous element and the current element.
correct, the sum of previous elements and the current element. So we'll start with 0, 1, like usual, and next element would be 0 plus 1, 1. Next element would be 1 plus 1, 2. Uh, so 2 plus 1, 3. Uh, 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 3, 8. I mean, you get the idea, right? 8 plus,
Hmm.
for a human, it's very easy. Figure this out. Now, there are several ways to write it, the, the code for this. So one of them is recursive function. Now, when you're writing recursive functions, the only thing you should be careful of is edge cases you might encounter. So
Hmm.
we'll start by usual way. So define and for Fibonacci, right? What will be your input parameters? Number of elements you need. So
Hmm.
you need one element, two element, or usually you will give three or plus. It doesn't make two sense, but someone can put one element also. So it should
Hmm.
be able to take anything, and they should not put negative. If it's a negative, you should throw them an error. Uh,
Hmm.
so first is if n is less than 0 or equal
Hmm.
to 0, you should actually return invalid input.